Senior Life Journeys presents Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia, a podcast designed to help caregivers find knowledge, power, hope, and smiles in their dementia caregiving journey. Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. Here is your host, best-selling author, Carol Howell.
Hello everybody, I'm Carol Howell and this is Let's Talk Dementia, where we're going to talk about dementia. Oh yeah, that's it. And I'm glad that you're here. I don't know if you've noticed the last few days I hadn't had on as much makeup. Well, you know we're not going anywhere, and the girl goes, why should I put on all that makeup to sit home and just look at nobody but my husband, and he's seen me without makeup, so you guys get the reduced version. I just don't care. I'm giving my skin a break. You know, that's what it sounds. That sounds good, doesn't it? Well, today I want to tell you about an email I got from Katie, and where does Katie live? She lives in London. Yeah, I think that's about right. England, somewhere. I don't know. And her dad is having some issues with dementia, and they've got quite a few things going on that she was concerned about. And I wanted to talk with you about one in particular. She had said in her email that Dad is having a little bit of an issue. My phone is beeping. I forgot to turn it off. With maybe recognizing who she is specifically and thinking she just might be a date for him. She says, I travel down most weekends to see Dad, but he does now seem to get confused as if it's the two of us going out for dinner, that I'm his date, and has asked me when I'm joining him in bed a couple of times. Well, that story took a little bit of a turn, didn't it? Going out for dinner with Dad? Dad thinking it's a date? Who cares? That's fine. When Dad invites you into the bed, that starts getting a little more uncomfortable, doesn't it? But why does Dad do that? Well, let's remember that when Dad is looking at his wonderful daughter here, Miss Katie, forgot her name there for a minute, when he's looking at Katie, he's not seeing Katie, the daughter. He's probably seeing Katie, who very much might look like his wife, or she's just a very pretty woman, and he's thinking, hey, I got a date going on here, a hot date. Life is good. He is not being inappropriate to his daughter. That is not what's happening at all. His brain is not registering who Katie is, what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. Remember, we talked about this frontal lobe, that area behind your forehead, is being destroyed, as is the rest of the brain, but that's the part of the brain that helps him to know what's appropriate and what's inappropriate, who he can make a pass out and not get slapped, right? What we should do in public and what we should not do. He can't do that any longer. So he was just out to dinner with a really good-looking woman, and he thought, hey, we should go to bed together. And so he might have kind of planted that idea with her. Well, you just wonder, wasn't he just something else, I bet, as a young man? Katie, you've just got to write and tell me, was he kind of a, what's the word, a flirt maybe, as a young man? And he probably still is. I can tell you, my mama was a flirt. She flirted with every man on the planet when she got dementia. Mama did not do that before dementia, but she sure did after dementia. She was just a big old flirt. But, you know, what was Dad's personality before? Is it something that's normal for him? Or is it just because of dementia that he's doing this? Whichever. Don't be offended by it. It is something Dad cannot control. So what should your response be when he goes, hey, cutie pie, come over here. Let's me and you go to bed together. You could say, Dad, I'm your daughter. Are you crazy? That's just gross. Why would you say that? That's horrible. I'm never taking you out to eat again. You can just stay home and rot and die. Yeah, don't say that. Don't say any of that. But you could. You could say that. Be a bad plan. But what you could say is, well, Dad, and maybe we don't call him Dad. Let's think about that for just a minute, because he's not recognizing her as daughter. So just call him by his name. His name's John. Say, well, John, I hear your offer, but you know I'm a married woman. That might get me in trouble. You know, and if you're not a married woman, he's probably not going to know that anyway, so who cares? Just, I'm a married woman, and I don't think my husband's going to take too kindly to that. And brush it off. Just off your shoulders. bang, it goes away. It's just something that happened today, as if he asked, could he have an extra serving of green beans? It doesn't matter. It's just a non-issue that you are not going to make a big deal about. Because if you think it's the first time it's ever happened, it is not. I can assure you, this is a story I've heard many times of loved ones not recognizing other people as who they are and inviting them for sexual activity. So we just smile, we make light of it, and then we change the subject. Well, but what you could say to him, but Dad, we can't, or John can't do that, but what we could do is, if you want to, let's go get some ice cream, or let's stop by the store on the way home and see if we can find blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Make up a story. Of course, we've got COVID going on right now, and we can't go anywhere, can we? Oh, my goodness, but you can find something to distract his attention. How about instead of that, we watch the latest episode of whatever. I hear it's on Hulu. Let's watch it. Which, P.S., aren't I glad for Hulu right now that I can watch all this stuff to keep my brain a little occupied? Girl can only read so many pages a day before your eyeballs fall out. That's what I've decided. But we're not going to freak out when Dad or whomever proposes these things to us. And don't assume that it's just a relative who might say it to you. I can tell you, if you're in a memory care community very long, in there visiting people or working in one, you will be, somebody's going to make that recommendation to you. It's going to happen. And, you don't freak out about it. You just kind of, hey, that's such a great idea, but right now I've got to go wash clothes, or right now, whatever. And then it will leave their brain. It's not like you've planted that thought that they're thinking, well, she said that's a good idea, or she said maybe I'll talk to you about that later. Right now I need to go do this. Maybe she's interested in this. That's not how their brain will work. And even if they thought that for that minute, half hour later, they don't remember it. So it's not something that's going to lay on their brain of, oh, here comes Susie Joe down the hall. I'm going to see, can I assault her here? Because I want what I want. No. That is just not the way it works. So don't be thinking that. Just chill out. Acknowledge what they were saying. Don't make a negative situation out of it. Don't encourage it. But then change the subject and get on to something else. Life is full of things we got to deal with, and who knew that talking your daddy out of having sex with his daughter would be one of them. But in the world of dementia, it's something that comes up, right? But we're taking a chill pill and get on with life. Well, I hope that helps you a little bit. I hope it helps my friend Katie in London. She's got a couple other issues going on with caregivers who think they know everything about dementia, private caregivers coming in, and she's been listening to the podcast and she's learned a lot, but yet they want to argue with her. Well, doesn't that just drive you bonkers? Told her to give them a copy of my book. And I think she's going to. And you can get your copy. You can go to Amazon and find Let's Talk Dementia. But if you go to our website, letstalkdementia.org, you will find all of our books and a link where you can donate to our ministries. And I can tell you right now, more than ever in the history of our company, we need donations. We truly do. Blessings and smiles. Keep smiling, folks. Just keep smiling. Okay? See you next time on Let's Talk Dementia. Bye-bye.
Let's Talk Dementia would like to thank our sponsors, National Association of Veterans and Families. You can reach them at 800-352-2919, on the internet at www.navf.org. They speak veterans so you don't have to, and you tell them Carol sent you when you call to inquire about benefits for the veteran, the spouse of the veteran, or both. Editor Beth. You can find Ms. Beth Crosby at editorbeth.com. She is amazing at looking at what you've written and making sure it represents you well. Find her at www.editorbeth.com. And HD Imports, located on Flint Street Extension in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's York County. 803-985-0985. They are there for the repair and maintenance of your Honda, Hyundai, Toyota, Kia. Tell them Carol sent you.
Thanks for joining us today for Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia. To learn more about dementia, we recommend Carol's best-selling book, also titled Let's Talk Dementia. It's available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle versions. Be sure to like Let's Talk Dementia on Facebook and leave us a kind word of review on iTunes. Remember, knowledge brings power. Power brings hope. Hope brings smiles, and we all need more smiles. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be right here when you come back to Let's Talk Dementia.